it's me, Gina Bianca. Welcome to the Network Salon here in beautiful Connecticut. Today I'm going to share with you my brand new series, Big Problem, Small Problem. In this series, I'm going to share with you common issues and challenges that beauty industry professionals have. So we're going to go through and answer one big problem and one small problem from this amazing bowl from one of my classes. I had them share with us, what's one big problem you're having in your salon, what's one small problem. And these were stylists, salon owners, educators, influencers, all different people in the industry, all different challenges, all different age ranges, all different experiences. So I'm excited to see what we get, and I hope you like this video. Let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to like this video, and be sure to send me your friends and family. I would love to help them grow. So let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start with our big problems. I love big problems. Okay. I didn't really review them. Hopefully I have a good answer. If I don't, I'm just gonna say pass. How to remain grateful for being booked and busy while also being overwhelmed. Boundary issues with clients. This is a big problem and a great question. Oh my God, I'm so happy I picked this one. So basically she's asking, how can I stay grateful for being busy and for everything that I have, but how can I set boundaries so I'm actually happy? So for me, in my experience in the beauty industry, I have dealt with this millions of times. When I was a hairstylist, busy behind the chair, I would say yes to everything. I would work on my days off, I would work on weekends, I would work nights, I would say yes when I should say no. And I built up this resentment and anger and rage towards my clients. And that's not a healthy place to be, especially when you're an artist and you're trying to be creative, because when you're trying to be creative, it's best to feel joyful and happy. It's not best to feel resentful and angry, So you could take that energy and create something interesting though. So I'm not gonna say it's bad, but anyways, ADD. So how to remain grateful for being booked and busy while also being overwhelmed. How can I handle boundary issues with my clients? My best advice to you is this. Put yourself first, and if you're taking care of yourself and putting your health as your number one priority, you're gonna feel more confident, powerful, and energized to set these boundaries. It is hard work setting boundaries with clients. It is hard work to say no. It is hard work to put yourself first. So if it were me, especially as a stylist, I was struggling with this. As a salon owner, I was struggling with this. I was saying yes to everything. I was doing hair, I was running the business. I was doing so much for the business and I had no time for myself. I was putting myself last. When I was a stylist, I was putting myself last. When I was an educator, I was putting myself last. I'm all of these things right now, but I've never felt better because I've done one thing differently. I've decided to put myself first, okay? And what that looks like is putting my health at the number one priority, okay? So, for example, if I'm going to book an appointment, I'm only going to book it during specific times on my schedule. So I have specific times that I do hair, I have specific times that I do coaching, I have specific times that I do content creation. If I had no boundaries on my schedule, I would definitely have some issues. I would be resentful because there's no good time to do anything because it's never planned. Do you know what I mean? So my number one advice for you is this. Put yourself first. My number two advice for you is this. Get a set schedule and stick to it. My number three piece of advice to you is this. When you're setting boundaries, all you have to do is share the boundary and let go of the outcome. So if I tell you, no, I can't do your hair at that day and time. I don't work nights. One of those outcomes could be that person goes to a different stylist. I have to let go of that and realize that my ideal clientele is going to come and sit in my chair during my hours. They're not gonna come to me because I'm a pushover and a doormat, okay? They're gonna come to me because they appreciate my talent, they respect my prices, and they respect me as a human being. The people who don't, they're gonna have to go see somebody else. So you're gonna have to let go of that outcome. So all in all, when it comes to feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, resentful, angry, upset, all of these things, when it comes to not having your life in balance, the answer is simple, you guys. It's easier said than done, and it takes a lot of dedication and follow through. So I'm not gonna tell you it's easy, but the answer is very simple. There's not a secret formula, there's not $1 million course you have to take to figure this out. what you have to do is put yourself first. Put your health before anything else. And if that means setting a strict schedule, practicing saying no, and weeding out some clients and services that don't fit your needs and fit your passion, that's what you have to do. So now we're gonna answer a small problem, a teeny little problem. All right, here we go. Take two. Okay, this one flew out at me. Okay, so the small problem is there's not enough space in a small suite. What to do during processing time. This is why I would never work in a suite. I'm just saying. I have much respect for suite owners, suite renters. You're amazing. I don't know how you work in such a small spot. It's good to have that boundary too. Like sometimes client just wants to like hang out, read a magazine or play on their phone and they don't want to chat with you. As much as we think that everybody wants to talk to us all the time, like sometimes people just want their alone time and quiet time with their hair. So, and if it were me, I would come up with a side work list or to-do list that you have. I'm not sure how big your suite is. Like how much room are we talking? Is it like you're gonna be sitting on the waiting bench behind your customer while they're on their phone and you're gonna be on your laptop and it's gonna be like a co-workspace? I kind of need a little bit more information. So in the best way that you possibly can, right? So everybody's different, everyone has their own way of communication. For me with my guest, I say, all right, I'm gonna let you relax. I'll be right back. But if they keep talking to me and they hold the conversation, I'm not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean? I kind of go off of the vibe and the energy, if that makes sense. So, for example, I'm sitting with my guest, their color is on, everything is good. What I typically say is, okay, I'm gonna go clean up. Can I get you a coffee, a water? What can I get for you? So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna have your side work list, you're gonna communicate with your guest and kind of feel out the vibe. So if they're into chatting, chat with them. If they want to be left alone, relax, I would be cleaning, I would be detail cleaning and making your suite look like the cleanest suite in the entire state. So I would be wiping down my retail area, but quietly, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be like making loud noises or doing anything like crazy distracting, but if it's like organizing something or doing work at your laptop, I'm not sure how big your suite is or how much space that you really have. It seems to me like it's really small and you don't know what to do. Honestly, I would think about expanding your horizons to something a little bit bigger if your business can handle it. That way it's a better guest experience for your guest and then you're being more productive at work. Because technically, when we're at work for 40 hours a week, if we're not doing hair, we should be utilizing that time to work on our business. So you could be editing photos, you could be engaging on social media, but you don't want to look like a snob and be like hanging out on your phone in the corner. I would just be like, okay, I'm gonna go clean up. Can I get you a coffee? And they'll be like, oh no, I'm good. And be like, okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna go clean up. Then I would go check on their hair and be like, okay, great. Can I get you anything? Are you doing well? Good. And they'll either say like, you know, I'm good, or they'll be like, I'm good. Hey, how's this? Like they'll strike up a convo with you. Do you know what I mean? So I would feel it out because every single guest is different. So the answer to this question really depends on your guest. It depends on your workflow. It depends on how much space you actually have. But when in doubt, feel out the energy, clean, and be sure to like give space. You know what I mean? Like there's always the guest who would prefer to just relax and not talk. Okay, so I hope that answer helps you. Yeah, I hope that answer helps. And like I said, for me, space is luxury. I just don't know if I could handle working, especially doing hair in a suite where there's just not a lot of room. I do know that there are suite owners who have a great amount of space, who their suites are big, beautiful. There's places to go outside of the room that they can hang out. If that's your situation, great. I have nothing against suite owners at all. Please don't take it that way. I just could never personally work in a suite because I do love to have space. So I understand this problem. It is a small problem, but I think it could be handled simply by feeling out the energy, being intentional with your time, and just simply doing what you think is best for your guest. Thank Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to learn more from me, I do have a podcast episode that pertains to this episode. My podcast is called the Gina Bianca Podcast. You could find us on Spotify, YouTube, Android, Apple. Podcasts can be listened to anywhere, but the episode I'm talking about is episode number 31. It's called The One Thing That Can Change Everything. And in this episode, I share with you a little bit about my story and about the one thing that changed my life. And it's putting yourself and your health first at the top of your values. So going back to our first big problem that we shared today, that podcast episode, if you're struggling with putting yourself first, I think you'll really like that episode. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the podcast. I hope you enjoy my channel. And I can't wait to see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.